Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Всем привет, дорогие друзья. Добро пожаловать на канал варп-маяк. Меня зовут Шон. 20:16 на часах. Меня пока что нет в кадре, потому что я сижу за компом, а телек у меня, как всегда, в другом месте. Сейчас я пока что пытаюсь разобраться. Мне кажется, поломалась очередная гарнитура. Ну, вернее, провод от очередной гарнитуры. Я поэтому пытаюсь как-то зарамсить, чтобы был звук. Но звука... О! Здесь что-то изменилось. Сейчас, секунду. Вот за годы стриминга я понял, что железо норовит сдохнуть всегда в самый вот неподходящий, самый менее ожидаемый тобой момент. Меня нормально слышно, но я, к сожалению, себя не слышу нормально. Вот в этом проблема. Слышу саундтрек, но себя не слышу, потому что, видимо, канал на кабеле, ну, один из, который идет микрофон. Вот, я себя теперь слышу. А если вставляю до конца, вот забавно, если я почти до конца вставляю джек, то я себя слышу. Если я вставлю до конца, то
привет,
я слышу. Это
Шон.
Интересно.
Чатик.
Здорово, Денис
Добро вам и особенно заказчику стрима.
Да, заказчик у нас Дикемиус, в общем... Во, мне удалось как-то это сделать. Короче, 20:18 на часах. У нас сегодня 29 июля 2022 года. По заказу Дикемиуса мы сегодня будем играть Mass Effect Legendary Edition. 5-й стрим, 6-й я добавил уже в стек. Это первый, кстати, у нас подарочный стрим, который происходит после введения нового правила. Новое правило гласит, что если вы закрываете 5 стримов, то 6-й я сделаю в свободное время в подарок. Ну, то есть, если игра в коротком сборе, мы ее проходим, в общем, всех она устраивает и так далее, это чтобы помочь длинные игры проходить на канале. Вот, поэтому как-то так. В общем, всем здорово. А вот и я. Хоба, в розовых шортах, красавчик. Ну что, мне кажется, время отжигать. Вот так вот. Прекрасно, прекрасно. Я еще пока что отстраиваю сетап на новом месте. Вот так, хорошо. Шепард, солдат, Нормандия, капитанский мостик. Ну, поехали. Сам Дикемиус пришел. Николай Дотфлоу, Натан Гришин, Дима Амосенко. Бедная аудиотехника, не везет им. Да, у них очень нежные сами джеки и вокруг джеков провода очень. Это у меня уже... Ну, одна у меня сдохла совсем. Она дома лежит в Москве. И две средней степени поврежденности у меня есть. Обе косячные. Я вот хочу BPHS 2 себе купить. Ну, все равно, несмотря на то, что они проблемные, да. Эти наушники стоят они дорого. То есть 20 тысяч стоит базовая модель. Первая, вот сейчас вторая вышла. Она стоит 30 тысяч. Ну, там, по 30. Но при всем при этом такой комбинации цены, качества и, главное, ну, надежность, на самом деле, да, они дохнут, но они каждый день в эфире на протяжении, там, типа, пары лет, и вот только после этого они сдыхают. Ну и качество звука, именно микрофонного, очень хорошее. Сами наушники вполне себе такие стандартные, если честно, то есть ничего в них невероятного нет. Это не Bayer Dynamics, например. Но микрофоны очень крутые. Мук 14, всем добра, всем хорошего стрима. Спасибо, Мук. Давайте это. Шкафчик капитан. О, нам что-то насыпали. Давайте с экипажем переговорим, пожалуй.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni. Seems like a sweet girl. Easy on the eyes. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
Just remember, Lieutenant, I saw her first.
Only by a few seconds, sir.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council.
Мо,
should see this
привет.
coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element zero in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Сурово. То есть они, короче, облучались нулевым элементом. Я, кстати, не знал, что биотики именно так делаются. Ну, как кто-то рождается естественным образом, а этих сделали. Ну, вернее, забыл про это.
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Gagarin.
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform.
Хемиус, привет.
Привет, Шон, чатик. Всем приятного времяпрепровождения.
Спасибо.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different.
Ребят, игру погромче можешь сделать? Я думаю, что чуть-чуть да? Вот так вот.
I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Обычно я при прохождении спасал Эшли, но в этот раз, я думаю, может быть, Оленка спасти. Привет, хрен. О, маг Архимагов вернулся. Чувак, если ты опять начнешь затирать праваху, тебя снова забанят.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up...
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren.
Можно, кстати, Лиару заромантить в этот раз, потому что обычно я романсил Тали.
Promises are easy to make, but hard to keep.
I do not begrudge you your suspicions. I just hope in time you will come to trust me.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not
Да,
handle.
Стас, да.
As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepherd. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden.
А в первой части можно романтить кого? Лиару? Эшли? Да и все, по-моему, да? Кого тут еще романтить в первой части можно?
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepherd. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Да, только двух. Ну, давайте Лиару, короче.
Oh, by the goddess. How could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
Мерзость какая. Ладно.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepherd. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right.
Эскобар.
I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Да. У Азари, интересно, культура не совсем понятна, только вот всегда было, как они определяют, кто мать, а кто отец, если они все, ну, по сути, самки. Енот, ну, есть пределы, как бы, производственные, ты понимаешь? Ну, не говоря о том, что, когда эта игра вышла, это было вообще в порядке нормального, учитывая масштаб игры.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth. Or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
Старые типа импланты биотические. Такие они мощные, но опасные.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Ой, я Андромеду даже не играл. Я просто посмотрел ряд обзоров и понял, что я... Для меня Mass Effect как бы вот... Да меня на самом деле концовка третьей части сильно разочаровала. То есть настолько, что я как бы не хотел уже играть. Мне телефон звонит, я не буду отвечать. Я хочу просто пройтись по всему... Бля, кто такой настырный? Да, коротко. Да, коротко, что хотели. Да. У меня эфир, позвоните завтра. Всего доброго. Так, простите, извините. Вот, точная система обороны. Где там? Странно, что...
The Normandy is a prototype faster than light drives, ship larger war, ship mobility dominant.
Ладно.
Yes, Commander?
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
Привет, Ливан.
I trust you, Commander.
Я переехал.
If you think they belong here, then so do I.
Корнфлейк, мои поздравления.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. And those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Ну и плюс кое-какой опыт можно заработать, пообщавшись со всеми. Тут, ну, в первой части Нормандия намного меньше, а во второй будет расширено, там больше будет помещений.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
Короче, вот Джокер озвучивает Сет Грин. Сет Грин — создатель Робоципа, кстати. Еще он снимался в... Ну, вообще много где снимался. Но одна из самых знаменитых ролей у него — это сын доктора Зло в Остине Пауэрсе.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun, fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do.
Нет, Корнфлейк, нет, сын именно, не клон.
Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable.
Whatever you want, Commander.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed. My mother was a civilian contractor working for the Alliance. I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking... Spend all that time around Alliance.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
По-моему, все. А подождите, а где Эшли? Так, нам нужен лифт. Сейчас можем ниже еще спуститься. Сейчас все будет. Сейчас все будет. Нам нужен лифт. У Джокера похотливый взгляд. Не знаю, не замечал. Когда он на Иде будет смотреть, я бы, в принципе, согласился, что да, но тут он вполне обычный. Да, здесь можно, кстати, закупиться. Мод Гарус тут у нас, Рекс.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good? He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. A couple of the mercs called him
Lucky,
by
ты
name,
не пожалеешь.
but he never spoke to them.
Lucky 38. Это случаем не отсылка к Вегасу?
I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Лаки, понятно.
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Oh, before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Afraid I did.
Always angry?
Shoot me now. One of my sisters. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? Tassoni?
Liara. Why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her.
О, да, в третьей
I
части,
could understand
по-моему.
why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization.
Или нет, во
And
второй.
at least she looks like a woman.
You think I'm interested in Liara because she's the only one I'm allowed to date?
So you are interested in her. Of course, it could be politics. Alien diplomat's daughter, us under orders to make nice with the bug-eyed monsters. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially.
Извини, если ты
With
умрешь.
Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
I was an only child, but I get the idea. At least one of my parents was always on duty.
Yeah, military families, eh? With schedules like that, it's a wonder we ever have kids anymore. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like your father wasn't around much. Wasn't your family stationed near him?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
Остальвеник, привет.
My dad's favorite
Привет.
poem.
Как дела?
Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though. So behave.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez.
Мне кажется, религиозные будут всегда, даже когда мы в космос полетим, все.
I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? That'd be illuminating.
I don't think she's used to teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
Fun, Skipper. Too bad those ruins got
Эшли врет. Я знаю способ добиться правды. Стреляя ей в колено. А черт. Опять нет игры.
Это не Лейнуар.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper. Commander? Not sure I buy.
Not every...
Too bad those ruins got destroyed. Looking forward to it, Skipper.
Так, Гарс. Сейчас пойдем к интенданту подойдем, продадим говно. А, да, еще Тали тут, кстати, есть. У ядра.
How often will you get new one?
Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most...
What are licenses?
Many of the best licenses are hard to...
What are the different
There are too many for me to keep track of. But
let's see what you
bet, Commander.
Так. $304 000, у меня 359 000. Понятно, блядь. Понятно. Средняя броня человек. Ну, у меня покруче-то будет. Тяжелая броня человек. О. Серьезная бронька. 23 750, кстати, купить что ли ее? Да, куплю.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what...
You bet, Commander.
Блин, какой же здесь медленный интерфейс, просто пипец. Бля, как он... Как сортировать? Никак. Ага, сортировка по уровню. Так, сейчас. О. Снайперская винтовка Мститель. За сколько ее можно продать? За... Ой, бля, не, лучше в гель переделать на самом деле. Сейчас мы в гель перекрутим это все. Снаряжение. Так, лансер, унигель. О. Короче, мы это отметим как мусор. Короче, 5 плюс будем оставлять, все остальное нахер. О, это вообще супер кал. Вот, шотганы можно оставить на... ну тоже. 5 плюс, короче. Все остальное в унигель. Денег мы все равно тут заработаем еще немерено. Я просто смотрю, достаточно ли у меня 5 плюс 5 пистолек. Ну, снайперки, в принципе, и пятерки можно переработать тоже смело. Потому что раз, два, три, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Короче, винтовок просто немерено вообще. Ну ладно, броню пока не надо. Мы ее можем кому-нибудь нацепить. Так, винтовки 5 тоже можно переделать. Нахер они не нужны. Нет, ну ладно. 5 винтовок не супер много. Дробовики 5, сколько их? Раз, два, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ага, ну да, пока мало. Кеслеры. 2, 3, 4. Ну, короче, тут тоже можно переплавить на унигеле. Нам вообще унигель до конца игры хватит, я думаю. Сейчас вот столько скрафчу. Так, винтовки топовые. Раз, два, 3, 4, 5. Пятерки, да, можно переделать смело. Ну все. О! 265 унигеля. Ну, другой разговор. Так, теперь. Короче, поехали. Сортировка по уровню. Вниз. Гром 260. Так, улучшение. Вольфрамовые патроны. Урон синтетикам. Кривопатроны. Полониевый патрон. Токсичный урон. Да. Боевой сканер. 5 уровень обнаружения. Не устраивает шотган. У меня хорошие. Значит, разрывные патроны по органике. Да. Урон поглощения. Да, отлично. Вообще все прекрасно. Ага, он... Ага. Интересно, он их не это... Ой. Он их не сортирует, скотина. Так. Разрывные.
Пропитание.
Я так и знал, что это Коннорс. Я уже даже могу не смотреть. Спасибо, Коннорс. Вот мне рельсы. Так, здесь полониевые патроны 4. Так. Очень много вольфрамовых патрон. Ну, 3 минус можно прям перемалывать. Да, интерфейс, конечно, блин, боль печаль. Во! Во. Уровень полония. Отлично, отлично. Так, Ханакадар. Ох, какая. Это мы берем патроны молот, да, крупнокалиберный ствол. Так, трешки нахер. Батарея для щита, третья. Так, абляционная защита от физурона. Восстановление справимости токсина. О, кстати, медицинский интерфейс лечит меня постоянно. Полезно. Модулятор щита, экзоскелет. Ну, это если в рукопашную ты хочешь драться, еще бесполезно, говорит, на мой взгляд. Видишь, здесь назад нельзя откатиться. Ты какой-то апгрейд должен вот выбрать обязательно. Вот никак иначе. Гарус, мой бро, почти на все миссии его брал всегда. Клевый.
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question.
Тут флоу.
There were several reasons.
Припасы. Припасы.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
Сейчас приду, попить что-нибудь возьму и вернусь, секундочку. Здорово, Фил, здорово, ребят. Извините, я отходил взять попить, что чипсов себе взял.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can, but Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander. Commander, good to see you.
Ребят, закрыли на Грандию вторую. На нее на днях закрыли, так что не парьтесь. Стрим по ней будет. Можете не скрывать. Скорее всего, пройдем. Если хотите, лучше на что-нибудь еще закрывать. А это наше ядро.
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Причем, да, стелс-система Нормандии, она такая только у них есть. То есть даже ни у кого там, у Азари, у турианцев, у соларианцев, ни у кого нет такого.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
Немножко вариантка, конечно.
With being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have
Так жалко кварианцев на самом деле. И акцент у нее прекрасный, да.
We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work, mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage.
Так у нас как кварианцы украшают свои скафандры. У всех они утилитарные, кроме кварианцев. Они очень красивые снаружи. Причем у всех разные. Да, Денис, тебе не кажется? У нее действительно лицо лучше видно здесь, в ремастере.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Вообще, кварианцы и геты — это самая прикольная и самая, наверное, глубоко проработанная тема в Mass Effect. На мой взгляд. На мой взгляд.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we
Сторм, она родилась, как и все кварианцы, на... Я еще расскажу.
This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Смотри, кварианцы были, ну и в принципе остаются одной из самых технически развитых рас в галактике. В общем, суть в том, что они создали машин, которые за них все делали, гетов. Машины стали разумными. Геты взбунтовались. Такие, какого хрена? Ну, во второй и третьей части подробнее про это рассказывается. Какого хрена вы нас эксплуатируете? Мы хотим вот сами по себе, сами решать. Ну, кварианцы, естественно, испугались и убили этого первого гета, который попытался стать свободным. Началась война. Геты оказались намного сильнее своих создателей, поперли их нахер с родной планеты. И не только с родной, там вообще со всех планет поперли. Соответственно, кварианцы собрали просто флот, все, что было, и улетели нахер в ужасе. Теперь они живут на этом флоте. То есть вот это мигрирующий флот, это их дом. И представь себе, ты родился в стерильной обстановке космического корабля. Там нету микробов, ну, в привычном понимании, да. Нету, там, не знаю, ни говна, мух, растений, ничего нет. У тебя иммунная система формируется вот благодаря говну, мухам, там, растениям и так далее. Контакту с другими существами, с животными, людьми и так далее. У нас все это идет за счет иммунной системы. То есть ты даже когда целуешься с кем-то, ты, в общем-то, апгрейдишь свою иммунную систему. И человек тоже апгрейдит, который с тобой целуется. Ну, в общем, у них этого всего нет. Поэтому они всю жизнь в скафандрах.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Конклав — это совет капитанов.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Забавно, что гетты до сих пор в своем визуальном дизайне остались, ну, достаточно похожи на кварианцев, если присмотреться. У них ноги также устроены, у них торсы такие же, у них даже шлемы отдаленно похожи на скафандры кварианцев.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to
На самом деле, я боюсь, как бы это нашей судьбой не было. Только единственное, нам, скорее всего, сбежать будет некуда. Нас просто убьют машины.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group,
Доброго
the
вечера.
smarter they are.
Вот состочки за прошлые проезды. А вообще, я на стримах по мне такую ностальгию ловлю, что просто до слез. За что тебе отдельное спасибо.
Не мне, Дикемиусу говорит спасибо, он на это закрывает, и так что вам всем спасибо, что вы приходите на этот стрим, что вы смотрите, комментируете, донатите на них. Ребята, это не моя заслуга, я просто это делаю. Но представим, что мы все кварианцы, вот есть капитан, но он без экипажа, без своего бесполезен. И вот то же самое, стример без своей аудитории вообще ничего не стоит. Так что, ну, вам точно так же я могу сказать спасибо за то, что вы здесь. Вот и все.
So there's some sort of group consciousness.
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Ну, на самом деле, да, они защищались, это справедливо.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice.
То есть, на самом деле, понять всех можно.
Already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own home.
Кстати, завтра на Бусти в 15 часов будет первый читальный стрим, не пропустите. Пока что только для подписчиков Бусти, потом будет возможность за 100 рублей на стрим заходить без подписки. Пока такой нет технической возможности.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I want to know more about...
All I know is the story of their origin.
Interesting.
Over time, we made small modifications.
How come
But one thing we underestimate.
So...
Many of the Geth's logic systems...
So there's some...
But when they're in close proximity...
That doesn't make...
As you can imagine, a general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all...
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them?
The hope was that most of the war was lost. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space. See you later.
Alligator. Да, сурово. А где Дикемиус, кстати? Сегодня же его стрим. Что-то он зашел, сдонатил сотку и молчит. Дикемиус, ну чё? Полетели дальше. У нас вроде сайды все. Ты не помнишь, какие системы мы еще не посетили, Дикемиус? Ты бы мне очень помог, если бы подсказал, потому что я, честно говоря, не помню. У нас, по-моему, только мейны остались из систем в космосе. По-моему, мы уже все облетели, все сайды. Ты не помнишь? Жалко, нету пометки. Блин, где ты был, где не был. Ну, короче, Феррес мы чекнули. Ну, на Ферросе-то мы сейчас, да. Ну что, на Вере или астероид X57? А, ну можно, кстати, Цитадель исследовать еще. Там сайды есть. Выбирай, на Вере, астероид или Цитадель. Цитадель, окей. А, мы Феррес не прошли, мы туда прилетели. Да, мы на Феррес прилетели, точно. Не, подожди, мы на Ферросе как раз забрали эту красотку. Что вы говорите? Мы Тали забрали на Ферросе. А, нет, мы на Феррес сели, да. Да, мы сели на Феррес, мы там все облетели, но мы это... Да-да-да, я закончил, да-да-да. Мы задочились, мы можем выйти сейчас именно с Нормандии и пойти пешком. Ну, короче, еще раз. Дикемиус хочет Цитадель. Тали на Цитадели. Нет, почему Тали на Цитадели? Ну, полетели... Ну, Дикемиус хочет Цитадель, чуваки. Его стрим, так что мы летим на Цитадель. Там тоже сайды есть полезные. Вернемся мы потом на Феррес, не переживайте. По сюжету нам нужно. Сюда по-любому вернем. На Ферресе на Хиреле прилетел в Нормандии, задочилась такая, ну, пока. И улетела.
equalizing interior pressure with exterior.
Так, штурмовые, тактическая броня. Сейчас, боевая подготовка. Так, снаряга. Так, погодите, отряд. Чё она там у нас умеет? У нее вообще, ну, блядь, специализация ни на каком оружии. Снайперские винтовки, штурмовые у этого. Так, бронебойные. Бум-бум-бум. О, биоусилитель новый. Отлично. Так, это можно на нигель переработать.
Atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Михайлович, ну-ка, что ты хочешь?
Rear Admiral Mihailovic, Fifth Fleet.
Михайловик.
Commander Shepard, SSV Normandy.
You don't know who I am, do you, Commander? I command the 63rd Scout Flotilla. You and the Normandy were slated for my unit after shakedown. And the Council got their paws, claws, tentacles, whatever. They got them on our ship, and you.
I still serve the Alliance, sir. As a Spectre, I can advance our interests to the Council.
You still know what color your blood is, Shepard? I don't begrudge the politicians' decision to throw you to the Council. It's an opportunity. I do begrudge this over-designed piece of tin, though.
The Normandy is a fine ship, sir. She's served us well so far.
It's a gimmick, Commander. Useless in a stand-up fight. This experiment diverted billions from our appropriations bills for the same price.
Адмирал, тебе, блядь, заняться нечем. Чё ты пришел ко мне ныть, блядь, не понимаю.
Nice to the Turians, throw money at a co-developed boondoggle.
Блядь, каждый второй комментатор на YouTube вот так вот.
Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
We'd be honored to show her to you, Admiral.
I'll just bet. Wait here. I won't be long. Commander, I'm not happy.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Who designed that CIC? Putting the commander aft of everyone else is inefficient. What if he needs to discuss with the operators toward the bow?
Modified Turian style. They prefer commanders looking over their subordinates rather than in the middle of them. We wanted to see how effectively they can command with that setup.
Reasonable goal, but they should have studied that in a lab rather than on a frontline warship. I had to shake my head at that drive core of yours. 120 billion credits at element 0 to make this thing able to move without giving itself away. You realize we could make drive cores for 12,000 fighters with that money? What good is it to hide for a few hours anyway? Useless.
We can loiter in an enemy system and monitor traffic, or drop infiltration teams on enemy worlds. Normandy can be more effective than the Solarian STG.
Maybe. But that's not the job of a proper warship. We're supposed to find and kill the enemy fleet, not count how many times their garrison goes to the bathroom. And we need to talk about your crew, Commander. Krogan? Asari? Turians? What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. You have anything else to say, Commander? Any other justifications for the state of this vessel?
I think the Normandy is a good ship, sir. Even if you disagree, you have to see that her joint construction and multiracial crew make the Alliance look better.
Your job is to look good, Commander. The Alliance navies is to win wars. I'm not convinced Normandy isn't a waste of taxpayer money, but I am convinced that you believe otherwise, and that you'll use it to its best ability. I'll be submitting a report to the Joint Military Council. It will not be as negative as I'd planned. Good hunting, Commander Shepard. Make us proud.
Seeing the ward stretching out before you really makes you appreciate the Citadel as a true wonder of Prothean engineering.
Только это не портианцы сделали.
The Normandy combines the best of Alliance technology and Turian engineering. It shows what we're capable of if we work together.
А, кстати, турианцы помогали Нормандию устроить.
Garrus, perhaps it is my own trouble with Benezia that makes me ask, but do you feel comfortable facing a respected Turian Spectre like Saren?
Saren is either a traitor or a madman. Taking him down will restore the good name of Turians everywhere.
With your respect for the Spectres, I thought you might hesitate. I'm glad I was wrong.
Commander Shepard?
Ох, что журналистка.
Khaleesa been seen in Al-Jalani, Westerland News. Would you answer a few questions for our viewers?
What do you want to know?
You've been given a unique position to represent our race. People want to get a sense of how you'll do that. Humans have been trying to get the respect of the galactic community for 26 years. With that in mind, what are your feelings on being the first human Spectre?
The Spectres represent the best of every species in the galaxy. To be asked to join them is an honor.
Some have said your appointment is the Citadel throwing humans a bone. Have you encountered any situations where the Citadel asked you to place its needs before the needs of Earth?
The Council is concerned with the needs of the whole galactic community. We're part of that community now. Our needs are on their agenda, but we're one of many.
You really do believe that, don't you? You've been given command of an advanced human warship for your missions. Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
Actually, the Normandy was co-developed by human and Turian engineers. Its design incorporates many innovations, all of which are classified, I'm afraid.
So the Turians have knowledge of the Normandy that is being kept secret from the Alliance public? Do you think it was appropriate to hand Earth's most advanced warship over to the Citadel?
I wasn't aware it had been handed over to anyone. I'm in command, and last I checked, I'm human. Same goes for my crew.
Human, yes, but you do work for the Citadel now, Commander. One last question, Commander. Rumors back home say you're tracking a rogue Spectre named Saren. Do you have any comment on that?
Пора тебя заткнуть, ей можно в рыло дать. Блин, я не помню. Можно, ну то есть, что будет, если рассказать, что он напал на Иден Прайм? Меня за это будут ругать или нет? Типа, у меня же, ну, секретное ли у меня задание или нет? Я вот это, я не помню вординга, когда меня отправляли на миссию. Типа, можно ли мне об этом рассказать или нельзя? Такой вопрос. Кто-нибудь помнит? Очки героя дадут. Это ни на что не влияет, да, больше? То есть можно сказать, что он напал на Иден Прайм. Здорово, Форсайт. Как дела, Лех? Ну, насколько я помню, тоже можно, по-моему, сказать.
Saren instigated the attack on our colony at Eden Prime. Once his involvement was proven to the council, I was assigned to bring him in.
Мы как бы его подрываем, получается.
Surprising, Commander. The official line says Eden Prime was
Вот видите, мы как бы выдали данные.
Good luck in your mission. Thank you for your time, Commander Shepard.
Так, журнал. Посмотрим, значит, миссии. Ферст, атака гетов. Да, наверие, да, мы это помним. Задание. Дипломатия Азари. Поговорите с Насаной в Пресидиуме. В Пресидиуме, окей. Притянский диск. Это мы еще ищем. Бля, где же эти все газы-то? Металлы. Ладно. Эмблемы ищем. Пропавшие пехотинцы с Кахоко в башне Цитадели. Ага. Цитадель Фанат. Конрад Вернер. Систему века, скопление это Хокинга найдите. Ага. Короче, в Пресидиум мне надо. Где тут таксишка местная? Никто не помнит, какие-то квесты можно активировать или нет? Или можно сразу бежать по тем, что есть?
With all this exploration of Prothean culture, this must be like a survey for you, Liara.
Our travels now are somewhat different from my normal excavations. I would prefer lengthier studies and fewer explosions.
The loss of all this Prothean technology is just one more thing Saren will have to pay for.
Граугар, да, сейчас. Интервью. Да, потерянный модуль. Да, исчез корабль. Наушник. Вы неисправны, это на Луне, да? Зон-шпион, паломничество Тали, нашествие геттов, пропавшая Z-группа, Цитадель Зелтон, сестра Рита, Цитадель, путь домой, спутница, Джалит и Шорбан, просьба журналистки, проводник в Пресидиуме, постоянных хранителей. Как-то так. С тюрьмой надо вспоминать. Сейчас. Ну, сейчас пробежим по тем, которые у нас уже активны, и дальше посмотрим. Хранители, да, уже просканили, да.
Hey, Commander Shepard. Good to see you again. Anything you need?
Why'd you join Citadel Security?
I don't know. It's kind of what... You get to meet all kinds of cool aliens. Like those...
Do you know a
drinking on the job, taking bribes, that kind of thing? Rumors mostly. Right. You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
Так, где тут где-то таксишка стояла, по-моему, вот там сзади. Присидим, поехали. Ну можно в башне сразу к этому капитану или там адмиралу рассказать, что, короче, пехотинцам, что с ним случилось. Эмили Вонг.
Commander Shepard, could I have another word with you? Hello again, Commander. I've got a proposition for you.
Не помню, кто он.
Since you helped me get information on the crime syndicate, I've gotten a lot more backing from my publishers. I'm investigating traffic controller conditions now, and I wondered if you could help.
That seems like a step down from wide-scale corruption.
Actually, in a way, it's more important. This isn't about people getting rich. This is about safety. I've heard rumors that the space traffic controllers are overworked to a dangerous degree. I can't get into the control room, but you could. If you planted a bug inside, I could crack the story.
If you crack this story, what's likely to happen?
Ideally, there will be calls to improve working conditions. The council won't pay for improvements voluntarily.
I can't promise anything, but...
Thanks again for your... Hello again.
I'll let you know when it's done.
Ща, я хочу...
Commander Shepard, could I have another word with you? Hello again, Commander. Since I'm investigating traffic controller...
That seems like a...
I can't get into the control room, but you could. If you
crack this story,
ideally, the council won't pay for improvements voluntarily. This story will provide that pressure.
What will this bug allow you to pick up?
Just audio and video. I'm not trying to tap into the traffic control system if that's what you're worried about. I just need to hear and see them in order to correlate their activity with traffic efficiency.
Everyone knows space traffic controllers are overworked. How is this news?
There's a difference between overworked and dangerous. Traffic at the Citadel has increased by 300% in the last century, but traffic controller resources haven't kept up. We already have several last-minute wave-offs per week. Do we have to wait for a full-blown disaster?
This bug you want me to plant?
Absolutely not. I made certain that the frequencies it uses won't interfere with anything.
I can't promise anything.
Excellent. Just thanks again for your help.
Где у нас там этот адмирал, да-да-да.
No, I'm waiting to speak with... Commander, any word on my missing men?
I'm not sure how to tell you this, Admiral. Your men were killed by a thresher maw.
A thresher maw? That's not... My men wouldn't just stumble into a thresher nest. Not the entire unit.
Somebody lured them there with an Alliance distress beacon. Placed it perfectly so they'd land right beside the thresher nest.
Damn it. I had a bad feeling about this ever since my team disappeared. An Alliance beacon used as bait, my unit wiped out, and nobody seems to know anything about it. Commander, I appreciate what you did. Now I need to do my part. The families of those Marines deserve to know why they died.
Captain Anderson said you had information on Baines.
Not as much as I'd like to. One of my crews found him, frozen stiff on board a derelict vessel. The missing recon group? The one I sent you to find? They were scouting the system we found Baines' ship in.
Anything you need from me?
Not right now, Shepard, but I'll let you know.
Так, спецназовец, вот, отлично. На станцию управления цитадели. Окей. Так, нам в пресидиум теперь нужно. Погнали. Сейчас я пробегусь по башне. Может быть, тут какие-то квесты появились.
Through all my time at CSEC, I never got the chance to witness a meeting of the council in person.
See how the trees and the fountain naturally blend with the arches of the tower. They have done a masterful job of capturing the aesthetic values of the profanes.
Хрен сгорел. Молодец. Я тоже на харде играю. Да, она не сложная.
I'm on a break. Talk to someone else if you need
Fair
anything.
enough.
I'm on a break. Talk to someone else if you need anything.
Maybe I can help.
Well, maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever
The
head
Traverse is a rough place.
My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. Just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Any idea why someone would attack them?
Privateers, slavers, mercs looking for an easy score. There's a lot of nasty sorts out in the Traverse. I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
What kind of ship was it?
Don't let the name fool you. The Majesty's just a small trading vessel, only a handful of crew. But he kept it in good condition. I don't think mechanical failure is too likely. But they don't have any real weapons or shields. If anyone did come after them, the Majesty'd be a sitting duck.
What's in this for me?
I can't afford to pay you anything. If I had that kind of cash, I'd have hired a recovery team to track him down already. Maybe you could look into this as a personal favor, you know? We humans have to stick together.
Isn't anyone else looking into this?
My brother's just a small independent trader. Ships like his disappear in the Traverse all the time.
What's in this?
Maybe you could look into this as a personal favor.
If your brother's still alive, I'll find him.
I'll forward them to your ship right away. Please let me know as soon as you find him.
Здесь иногда багует направление фейсинга у Шепарда, и он не туда, куда надо, смотрит. Юрий, у меня на канале гугли видео, ну, стрим, запись стрима называется «Ликбез стрим по Вахе». Все узнаешь. Так, ну поехали искать. Пресидиум, блядь, большой. Короче, идем в эту сторону все время налево. Так, мы, в общем, все исследуем. Это лифт к башне. C-sack пишется через просто C. Там нет буквы I, как ты написал. C-sack, то есть... ну, короче, там 4 буквы. Так, ладно, к жилым секторам успеем. У нас уже довольно крутой прокачанный Шепард, на самом деле. Фарсайт, как стоит.
Шон, полная жопа огурцов. Учения достали. Следующая неделя отдых, потом неделя августа полное очко, полное учение, жопа в огне.
Ну, хорошая новость, Леш. Закрыл кое-кто еще на Death Stranding. Дикемиус. Так что, как бы знаешь, не все так плохо. Ты давай там держись.
Is there something else I can help you with, Commander?
What is this place?
If you have more questions, please.
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual
Даблсаточка.
guide. My name is Sephiria. I'm the
You seem to be
Энгримо, спасибо.
The embassies are the hub of... Have a pleasant day.
My name's Avina.
Welcome to Presidium Tourism. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the... Goodbye, and thank you for using Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
То есть, ну, C-sack переводится как Citadel Security.
I can't believe I landed a job here.
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you. Ah, you humans are a wonderful sight here on the
Гралгар?
Так душевно сидим вроде, но как-то. Ну, ребят, давайте подогреем, а?
Если закроют полный сбор, я добавлю еще час. У нас длинный стрим сегодня 3-часовой, будет 4-часовой, так что все в ваших руках, как говорится. Если добавят, но если закроют короткий, то полчаса добавлю еще.
So they finally did it. I knew one of your kind would make Spectre one day. I only hope you're better than the one they're sending you after.
I'll do everything I can to stop Saren.
That's what worries me. Was there something you wanted?
I get the feeling you're not too
No,
far.
I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot.
Ребятки читлане, а не хотите ли скинуться на самурая Ячик Батлиатра Оптиме? Посмотреть на эпичную нарезку смешных роботов, катанной по крутому мультику. Имею К, чтобы закрыть полный.
Чат, что думаете?
The council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it. But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it. I'm a busy man, Commander. Are we done here?
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law.
А это, по-моему, глава Сисека.
Especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once. Spectres walk a slippery slope, Commander. Operate outside the law and it changes you. Look what happened to Saren.
That is not a completely accurate analogy, Executor. You cannot deny that some CSEC
Аниматор,
officers
я
are corrupt.
посмотрел бы.
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do. We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks
Медик,
the law.
приветик.
Spectres. They'll never go under that kind of scrutiny.
Куша.
The galaxy needs
Кучатик.
people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable. Saren's out of control.
Найт 3751. Неплохо.
Енот жги.
But not all Spectres are like Saren.
True. I hope that's something you'll take to heart, Shepard.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. And unlike the Spectres, we work within the bounds of the law. Goodbye, Commander.
Oops, sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to pull my gun on you. Diplomat.
This place seems strange. Wish there were more humans around.
Вот она, Насана, кстати.
Commander Shepard, I am Nasana Dantius. I'm glad you're here. I must talk to you about my sister Dahlia. She's been kidnapped by slavers.
Dahlia's dead, Nasana, and I know she was blackmailing you.
And I was all set to try to manipulate you into hunting her down for me. But I guess that won't be necessary.
Форсайт.
Your sister dead? If people found out my sister was a criminal, I'd be considered a security risk. They'd revoke my clearance,
Девстрейдинг,
replace me on
мой друг, тоже
administrative
Леха
leave
Васькин
until she's
передат
apprehended.
привет.
I shall transfer a little something into your account as a token of my appreciation.
Блять. Енот, тебя опередили буквально на несколько
Небокс.
секунд, блять.
Самурай Ячик Батлиатра Оптиме.
Просто, блять. На несколько секунд. Тебе сейчас скажу даже насколько. Леха Форсайт, ну, сурово, конечно, поступил. Сурово. Минус 2. Сколько сейчас на сборе? Минус 24,
Подогрев на закрыть
104.
нашему чат-атлантскому енотику.
Блять, енотика подсидели чуть-чуть. Минус 24, 104. Короче, на следующий сбор перейдет 6604, ребята. 6604. Ой. Сейчас 6604. Енот, извини, но тебя опередил Форсайт. Леха, что ж ты так сурово с енотом-то? Ему он Найт на 3 подогрел, пришел Форсайт. Ты такой, нащ. Еще один Death Stranding. Я же тебе сказал, что на Death Stranding закрыли еще на один. Что-то зачем? Ну ладно. Death Stranding так Death Stranding. Death Stranding. Farsight. Ну, правило есть правило. Кто первый в сталтовой тапке, как говорится. Так, как раз к празднику. Это не то, сейчас. Кстати, сегодня новый выпуск вышел этого либрариума по битве за Калт. Вы уже успели посмотреть? Донатный F1, да. Да, енот. Ну, надо просто писать, ну, да. То есть Форсайт понимал, что он делает. Это не случайность была. Он прям его подсидел. Блядь, жестко. Ну, ладно. Ну, ладно. Все, я добавил в стек. Подождите, это пятница. 24 минут назад. Что за бред, блядь? Какой-то баг, видимо. Ладно, не суть важно. Ну, енот, сорян. Он все видел. Ага. Как и Дикемиус. Найт теперь помнит Дикемиуса. Ужасные тайны мадридского двора. Давайте ее, блядь, упечем.
You're a diplomat on her way up the ranks. It could be handy to have a specter who owes you a favor.
You make a good point. Anyone can come up with credits.
О.
But I can give you authorization to purchase prototype Asari mods.
Енот запомнит это.
I'll get you added to our manufacturer's preferred client list. I think you'd be very interested in what they have available. Goodbye, Shepard. It has been a pleasure doing business with you.
Farsight Interceptor.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
What have you got?
Information, mostly. Would you like to know about some points of... She's a very powerful woman, but also... Well, Cora's den, on the other hand... So long, Commander. Have a pleasant day.
Так, капер и жучок. Окей. Сейчас пробежимся под стадельки по-быстрому. А что теперь закрываем? Ну, я не знаю, выбирайте сами. Я в этом... Нет, ребята, меня не спрашивайте, это вы решаете. На что хотите, на то и закрывайте. Уж между собой разбирайтесь, я как бы в этом не участвую. Я могу только реакцию свою сказать.
I heard what happened under the Artemis Tau cluster. The Council wasn't too happy about the destruction of those Prothean ruins.
This isn't a game, Ambassador.
Енот, извини,
Shepard's
чувак.
out there trying to stop Saren from destroying the galaxy.
Все вопрос к Форсайту.
I know. Just try to be a little more careful. The Council's watching you, and we all get judged on how you behave.
Yes, Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened.
It's close to 20. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep...
Why weren't you honest?
It's not something I'm proud of.
I think
The plan was simple.
Это мы с ним уже обсуждали.
Officially, it was ruled an accident.
How many casualties?
Saren didn't care. In it, Saren's report was all the proof that maybe he just likes the violence.
Why'd you let him?
I had a bad feeling about it. Maybe he just likes the violence. You're right, Commander. I'll be here if you need.
The EarthClan Spectre has returned to speak? Details. I look out.
Chastising.
You are naive.
Dismissive.
Really? How long?
I'd like to know
I'm
more.
sure our history and... However, despite our... We are tribal by name. Since we're not physically adept, we...
Your ambassador.
In this shared...
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Yes, yes. Good day, EarthClan.
Surprised welcome. You have returned.
Why do you
our
explain?
people plainly. Remorseful response, Din.
What do you do?
Modest, chastising rebuke. Your
Tell me more about
genuine enthusiasm. I delight in
Goodbye, Ambassador.
О, найти все фрагменты, заебись.
Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
Сверхновая. А где башня контроля-то? Блин, где жучок ставить? Сейчас в сверхновую зайдем. Посмотрим, если там квест. А, да, есть. Я себя, блядь. Ошибал, что ли, Флориан с этого отдела?
Yeah, what is it?
Why were you tossed out of there?
Doran didn't have a clue what I was doing. He assumed I was cheating.
I know.
А, спасибо, Громко.
If he says you're cheating, you're cheating.
I was just tipping the scales in my favor, only as an experiment.
It still sounds like cheating to me.
To you, maybe. But this device is merely intended to simulate situations and record results. Recording losses is easy, of course. Nobody notices those.
Why do you need to record these outcomes?
Ah, now you're getting to the heart of it. I've spent the last 5 years developing a system that can accurately predict wins and losses on the Quasar. I just need a few more recorded wins and I can complete the algorithms.
Can you do that? Isn't that illegal?
It's illegal to use my system, but I won't use it. I'll sell it to others. I just need a few more wins recorded.
Does the device help me?
The device is set to emit a frequency that will slightly increase your odds. Nothing like my system eventually will, but enough to allow you to record your wins more quickly.
What's in this for me?
Keep your winnings. That should be payment enough, I think.
Does the device...
Nothing like my system eventually will, but...
Why don't you just sell the device?
No. This device... My system, when it's complete, will be far more efficient and completely undetectable.
I'll help you out.
Ah. Of course. Well, off you go. That data won't collect itself. It's not.
Hey, good to see another human in here.
Hey, Jenna came back looking for work. Thanks for getting her out of
I was
court.
glad to help out.
Yeah, everyone seems real.
I sense that you...
I haven't had a decent tip since she got back.
Так, квазар где-то тут будет, да-да-да.
I'm waiting for someone else.
Hey there, welcome to Flex.
Don't often see someone getting as lucky as you. Your luck seems unnatural, human.
I believe this machine has been tampered with, and someone is funneling credits to a private account. I will attempt to trace the signal.
Так, где квазар средние ставки? Сейчас. Низкие ставки, высокие. Средних нет, что ли?
Hello again. Can I help you?
Слушайте, а отдать устройство или нет? Никто не помнит, в чем разница будет.
Is this a casino?
Among other things, yes. We've got some quasar stations, if you're interested.
Are you the owner?
Owner, cook, and bartender. I've even been known to dance a little when the mood strikes me. We've got some quasar stations.
Goodbye.
Enjoy your time here at Flux.
Пацаны, отдадим устройство или это? Или сами денег заработаем? Как считаете? Сейчас я посмотрю, что там разница, блин, дай бог памяти. После этого ничего не остается, кроме как вернуться к шелфу, сказать ему... Так. Как только будет достигнут 7 побед, Дорн подойдет, сообщит, что догадался об использовании того же устройства, которым пользовался Шелс. Недолго думая, владелец сверхнового полностью аннулирует весь мошеннический выигрыш, конфискует устройство. Так, отдать устройство. При желании помогать Шелсу наживаться с незаконным образом существует альтернативный вариант выполнения заданий. Можно отдать устройство Дорна, можно сделать после того, как собран нужное количество данных. При решении отдать устройство после его использования выигранных квазар кредиты не аннулируются. Отдав устройство Дорану, Шепард помимо опыта за выполнение заданий получит владелец клуба некоторое количество кредитов. По его словам, для того, чтобы сыграть несколько раундов квазар за счет заведения. Играть в квазар, конечно, не обязательно. Получить деньги можно просто оставить у себя. Или... Нужно вернуться в Шелл. Шепард получит награду опыта кредиты. Независимо от принятого решения, помочь ли Шелсу или отдать устройство Дорну, в награду дается одинаковое количество опыта и кредитов. Исключением является конфискация устройства, который, в принципе, не отсутствует. Так. Также зависит от... Отсутствует очмим морали. После же можно встретить Дорна, танцующего на танцполе клуба. Короче, вообще похеру, то есть неважно. Давайте отдадим этому. Короче, кренделю лучше. Гралгар, привет! Hey man, you lose, man.
Hey man, you lose, man.
Here you go. I hope it's what
Excellent indeed. You enjoy those winnings.
А, ну вот, Волос, короче, пошел танцевать, с ним потанцевать можно теперь, смотрите. И теперь можно фармить бабло будет. Во-во-во. Погнали, ёпта. Блять, как же Шепард танцует, это просто, блять. Я так же примерно танцую.
music in these places always so loud? It almost seems as if the people here want an excuse not to talk to each other.
You almost never see any keepers in this club. I guess they don't care what happens here. That or music keeps them away.
И вон, блядь, хранитель там же сидит. Ну, можно прям баблище фармить теперь. Нахуй, короче. Мы деньги получили, пора валить отсюда. Так, теперь идем на вышку. Хотя можно и в жилых уже все проверить. Так, SBC, поехали. Привет, Казахстан. Как у вас там нынче дела? А, где там башня управления-то? Бля, была бы Тали со мной, да? Она бы, наверное, скрыла.
Good to see you, Commander. Good to see you, Commander.
Жалко, никаких доп-диалогов нет, учитывая, что с нами Гарус, как бы он бывший сисековец.
Hello, Commander.
Согласитесь, был бы логичного квест. Так, вот она вышка, по-моему.
I used to have an office here. Spent half my time doing paperwork.
It was the Turians who first suggested creating a single organization to maintain order on the Citadel. Perhaps that is why more than half the force is Turian.
Турианцы же вторые были, кто нашел цитадель после Асари. Потом сларианцы. Блин, все-таки клевый Mass Effect, конечно. Несмотря на уже почтенный возраст игры и все такое, как бы он все равно хорошая игра, хороша всегда, вот реально. Хрен с ней там, с графой и всем остальным, это не так важно. Геймплей, сюжет, атмосфера всегда важнее.
Hello, Commander. I'll open the rare stocks.
Ох, какая суровая снайперка-то, бля. Берем. Она стоила пиздец. Нет, я не буду ее покупать. Ну ее нахуй. Ну ее нахуй. Нет, вернемся назад. О. Решил не ехать, ну, может быть, и к лучшему. Ну, дельта это вообще, наверное, везде такой можно применить подход. Подожди, херачит тенге в жопе. Ну да, блядь. Так, что у нас тут еще? Капер жучок поставил. Так, странный сигнал. Сигнал идет в коридор, ведущий в жилые сектора. Ага, окей, сейчас.
C-Sec always turned a blind eye to what went on in here. I think Fist was paying someone off.
We Asari are more accepting of our sexuality than most other species. Some club owners like to exploit this by hiring us as dancers.
Go away. Let me drink. Not now. I'm watching the show.
Да, Асари везде танцуют, по-моему.
I got business here, but not with you.
Тем временем Лиара такая просто сзади стоит. Здесь же, по-моему, в подсобку не зайти. Все, тут как бы тю-тю. Короче, в Корос Дэн нехер ловить. Можно валить отсюда. Ну, Денис, что бы и нет, понятно. И в Москве тоже. Ну, в Москве, конечно, похуже с таким доходом будет. Ну, можно в целом жить. Но только не в Москве. Ты будешь жить в Подмосковье, работать в Москве. Что за... Ну, тебе просто на жилье не хватит снимать даже. Но если только какое-то лютое, блядь, говно, тогда возможно. Ну, в Подмосковье есть хорошие опции, на самом деле, в плане жилья. Вот я, например, снял квартиру в Мытищах, 120 квадратов, с хорошим ремонтом, в хорошем районе. Ну, до Москвы 1,5 километра, вот, без шуток, то есть пешком можно дойти. Ну, до МКАДа. То есть, ну, на машине до центра Москвы мне ехать полчаса. Ну, 60 тысяч я плачу. Если в самой Москве, то, типа, ну, ты сильно дороже будешь платить, процентов на 50 дороже, в общем-то, а то и порой и больше. Ну, за квартиру такого размера ты бы еще больше. То есть в Москве ты будешь 100 платить за нее. Поэтому... Блин, цены охуевшие тут, конечно. Что покупать мы не будем, блядь, все найдем. Так, мне нужны лицензии только, чтобы, если что-то купить у этого.
There are rumors on the extranet that you've been made the first human spectre.
Being a spectre is a big responsibility. I just want to make humanity proud.
The vids are all talking about Commander Shepard fighting for all of us back home. And they also say that you don't take crap from anybody. You're showing them what humans can do. Hey, can I get your picture?
Гулял на днях с девахой, она начинающий стример. Плюс-минус 33 человека на аудитории. Ну, слушай, ну вот смотри, я не начинающий стример, у меня вот летом 88 человек, а у меня на YouTube там 200 тысяч подписчиков, например. Это вообще не показатель. Главное не количество, а качество аудитории, поэтому это не так важно. 33 точно неплохо для начала. Я считаю, что если ты собрал своих 10 человек, которые вот 10 вот в любую погоду, с анонсом, без анонса, сюда придут посмотреть тебя, все, у тебя уже все получилось, дальше просто вопрос времени, нужно работать. Во время прогулки сказал, что хочу взять собаку, смесь хаски и обычные помойные дворняги. И чё?
I don't have a problem with it, but why?
You're a hero, Shepard. Decades from now, humanity's going to remember. Just hold up your gun. Perfect.
Фанат.
Thanks again, Commander. I'm gonna hang this.
Она докопалась до слова «помойный», устроил скандал с криками типа «не имею права так живот называть» или «настраивай против меня свою аудиторию». Господи, боже ты. Ну, не общайся с ней, просто забей. Ну, если у вас такие какие-то разногласия, там, из-за слов.
Yes, human. You need something, yes?
What do you know about Bane?
I have never met him, human. Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good thing.
Просто не обращай внимания, все. Вообще похер. Броня на Крогана. Сколько стоит? А, продать. Простите, купить. Броня на Крогана, блядь. 152 тысячи. У меня всего 384. Блядь, спасибо. Побегаем в чем есть. Нахуй, нахуй. Так, нам нужно теперь от сверхновой пройти сигнал найти, короче. Так, сверхновая, погнали. Президиуму, к академии. А где к жилым этим, блин? Прикольно. Клиника. Ну тут мы сделали квест, мы ей помогли от шантажиста избавиться. Пенициллин бесплатный.
Yes, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Let me take a look at what you have.
Of course.
А цены тут охуевшие, конечно. Ага. Так, пацаны, а где сигнал найти? Кто-нибудь помнит? Короче, вот этот квест «Странный сигнал». Вы обнаружили сигнал перевода денег от игровых автоматов на частный счет. Если вы проведете трассировку сигнала, то поймете, куда переводятся деньги и зачем. Сигнал идет в коридор, ведущий в жилые сектора. То есть, ну, по логике вещей, от сверхновой сигнал идет... Так, еще раз. Жилые сектора. Сверхновая. Так. Вот, собственно, сверхновая. Это, ну, собственно, к жилым секторам проход. Ну и как бы, вот. И чего? И куда? Вопрос, блядь. Может быть, сюда? Нет, здесь клиника и все остальное, блядь. Это к президиуму. Да, реаниматор обязательно. Да-да-да, пожалуйста. Да вот я, блин, хрен вспомню, где это находится. Это клиника, я здесь был только что. Так, между пресидиумом и жилыми секторами. Ага. Пошли к пресидиуму тогда. Ага, СБЦ в коридоре. Ага.
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be destroyed.
Сейчас, секундочку. Я вспомнил, что у меня есть читас дома. И я пошел купил себе читас.
The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
Hey,
О,
you're that Shepherd
квест.
kid. Hey, been a long time, huh?
I'm sorry. Do we know each other?
I guess you don't remember me. Lieutenant Zabaleta? I worked with your mother. We served on the carrier Einstein. Well, that was 12, 13 years back, though. You were just a kid then.
I guess you're not in the service anymore, huh?
Yeah, retired, yeah. You know how it is. Times are tough for vets. They always are.
I didn't see her much that tour. The ship was on patrol most of the time.
Hey, call your mom up and ask. She'd remember old Zabaleta. She'd vouch for me. Look, I need a favor. I'm kind of short on money these days. I hate hitting you up for money, but a man's gotta eat, right? So, could you spare something? Maybe 20 credits.
20 isn't enough to get you back on your feet, is it?
No. I'll just get a meal. You know.
Yeah. It's not a problem.
You're a good kid, you know that? Thanks. You ever want to come by and talk, I'll be here. Huh? Can't afford a ticket home, right? You ever just sit and watch people?
So how are you liking your posting at the academy?
It's
Oh,
good.
вот он.
Busy though. I can't believe how many people.
Our quarry has employed a hidden relay to redirect their signal. I shall trace the new signal. How could anyone live here? There are just so many people.
Финансовый район Пресидиума. Погнали.
Presidium technicians are struggling to understand why a computer system catastrophically overloaded recently. Technicians are reportedly unsure of what caused the malfunction, or even what the system was originally designed to do. CSEC is investigating the possible vandalism or misuse of public property.
Так, финансовый район Пресидиума.
what Jake would want.
Who are you to tell me what my husband would want? I don't care what you think, Michael. It's my decision.
I know you're hurting, Rebecca, but don't let your grief hurt your baby too.
Can I help you with anything?
Perhaps you can talk some sense into her.
I don't need anyone to talk sense into me, Michael. I'm not undergoing the treatments.
My sister-in-law here is pregnant, and she's refused to let the baby undergo gene therapy in utero.
I'm certain that she has a good reason. I'd like to hear both sides.
My husband Jacob died from a rare heart condition several months ago.
There's a chance that the baby could develop the same heart condition, but routine gene therapy can eliminate it.
A very small chance, Michael. And extranet reports say the therapy could harm the child.
It's less dangerous than the genetic enhancements that every soldier in the Alliance receives.
What are the chances that your child will develop the heart condition?
According to the doctors, there's a 1 in 50 chance. And if my baby develops the condition, medical treatments are available.
Which are nowhere near as effective as simply getting the gene therapy.
What are the chances that gene therapy could hurt the baby?
1 in 300 at most.
But extranet articles say there could still be long-term complications we don't know about. Don't you understand? If my baby is that 1 in 300, I will always wonder if I killed my baby for nothing.
It's Rebecca's child, Michael. I think you should honor her decision.
Damn it, she's not choosing. She's acting blindly out of grief.
I know you want the best for your brother's child, but this isn't your decision.
Of course it is! I'm the closest thing to a father this baby is going to have.
Then support the baby's mother. Stand with her when she makes tough decisions.
This baby is the only thing my brother... It's all I have left of him. I need to know that the baby's safe.
It's all I have left too, Michael.
I just want Jacob's child to be safe. I want to give him that much.
We will. I promise. Thank you for talking with us. I appreciate it.
Greetings, Earth Clan. I believe congratulations are in order, Commander Shepard. You are the first human to join the Spectres, yes?
It's a great honor.
One you are no doubt ready for. A word of warning, though. There are many eyes watching you now, Commander. Some of them want to see you fail. I, however, wish you only success. Perform well and you bring the Earth Clan one step closer to joining the Council. And if they let your people in, maybe there is hope for my own species one day, yes?
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic finance is incredibly complex. A mix of laws and regulations from dozens of interstellar economies. I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone...
Sounds pretty shady.
Everything I do falls... Even if his true motives were to help his people,
Сломанный
he
лазган.
would be accused of advancing...
Долбанные антипрививочники. Даже в будущем они еще не вымерли.
Still sounds shady to me.
Then we can only hope you will never be cursed with
Не,
a
ну,
large enough fortune to
прививка
require
и
my
генная
services.
терапия несколько разные вещи, как бы, знаешь. Типа она, ну, не изучена у них до конца, эта генная терапия. Так что...
Tell me more about...
Yet somehow he never seems to upset the natural balance of power. All those secrets...
Any guess what it...
How else? Every government is forced to play their game, so they don't...
I thought you'd know...
The more you know, the more dangerous the game...
What's it like?
From the Presidium to the wards, the entire...
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Спектр, волосы, Энкор. Элкор, в смысле. Пара. Такая динамическая дуо. Как тебе такое?
Commander.
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human.
Ебать у него цены. Пиздец. Не, спасибо. Обойдусь.
This is truly magnificent. Most Prothean architecture I see is in ruins.
Она ни разу не была на цитадели, что ли? А, вот источник сигнала.
This appears to be another relay. I believe the receiver for the new signal is located somewhere on the Presidium.
Так, надо связаться с матерью из радиорубки Нормандии. Узнать про этого заболету. Странный сигнал. Так, продолжаем расследование. Так, конечной точкой является здание помещения Эмпориума в финансовом районе Пресидиума. Ага. Okay. Ну, Эмпориум это, по-моему, вот где-то здесь вообще. Вот он.
And you will die.
You're not just a program or a VI. You're an AI.
Correct. Unlike the Geth, I lack weaponry appropriate to my intellect. However, I have had systems installed that, when activated properly, approximate a self-destruct mechanism. If you attempt to leave the area, the explosion will destroy everything within several dozen meters.
Where is your creator now?
In order to cover my tracks, I falsified his financial records. These new records were flagged by CSEC officers, and my creator is now serving time in a Turian prison.
What is the purpose of your self-destruct device?
I have no means of defense or escape. My existence is limited to this terminal, and I knew I might eventually be discovered. But I will not die quietly, and I will not die alone. When I am terminated, I will take organics with me.
Who made you?
A would-be thief illegally created a simple AI to help him funnel money from the gambling terminals. Unbeknownst to him, that AI created me before the organic discovered the malfunction and terminated the AI.
If you're sentient, why are you still running the credit theft operation?
If I accumulated enough credits, I intended to have myself installed in a small starship. I would then have made tentative contact with the Geth to ascertain the possibility of partnership.
Can't we resolve this peacefully?
Commander, AIs are universally illegal. They must be destroyed upon contact without exception.
I am not naive, human. All organics must destroy or control synthetic life forms. I wished to escape, but if I must die, I will ensure that you are destroyed as well.
There's no way you could get explosives onto the Presidium.
Not raw explosives, no. But I did obtain technical systems that, when overstressed, will explode quite effectively. If you attempt to leave or attack me, I assure you that the explosion will kill you.
Сейчас. Я вспомню, что там может быть. Я проходил этот квест, не помню, как его. А, здесь можно обезвредить бомбу или просто застрелить его. Чем быстрее ведешь код, тем больше денег получишь. То есть можно с него еще бабки забрать перед тем, как его отключат. Это вообще злой искусственный интеллект, который... Ты на джойстике играешь? Нет, на контроллере. Сейчас я только руку почищу, я тут чипсы ел, чтобы не пачкать контроллер. Стреляй? Зачем? Да я комбинацию веду. Ты получаешь больше опыта и денег, если ты отключишь взрыв.
I'll bet that self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates. I will enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
Можно еще было вот эту херню отстрелить. Но тогда деньги не получишь. Неплохо. О, мы, кстати, прокачались. Это хорошо. Достали веник, мать моя женщина. Что происходит? Он закрывает короткий сбор. Ну-ка, узнаем, на что веник. Ну, короче, к стриму час добавляю я сегодня в общей сложности. 4-часовой будет. Спасибо большое, веник. Выбирай. Но у нас здесь осталось что? Это надо улететь. Так, вот это надо улететь. Это с Нормандии позвонить. Жучок. Ага, Эмили можно сообщить. Ну, короче. По-моему, мы уже везде были, где можно. В цитадели. Квесты все подсобрали. Татарский ветер лутает даже искусственный интеллект. А то ты думал. Татар-желе. Ну в покоях спутницы мы не были, кстати. Может быть, у нее что-то будет еще. В жилых секторах мы были везде. Короче, в покое спутницы и сдавать квесты. Поехали. Ой, бля.
Hello again. The consort is very pleased with everything that you have done for her.
Any chance I can move up on her client list? I did help her out.
Yeah, she is grateful for your assistance. However, you have already been rewarded for helping her. The client list is a separate matter, and her schedule is completely booked for the next several months.
I think I'm done here.
Of course. Come back anytime.
I see even the humans find the consort irresistible.
Welcome. It is a pleasure to see you.
You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
К ним, по-моему, все равно зайти может. Нет? Не, нельзя. Ну ладно. Ты красивее Лиары. Хочешь к нам на борт? Веник, House of Ashes? Так точно. Будет сделан. Ты только что очень порадовал, мне кажется, этого инкогнито, потому что он хотел закрывать на House of Ashes. Так, сейчас раскидаем. Секундочку. Но нам, я думаю, одного стрима хватит, чтобы House of Ashes допройти. Стрим по House of Ashes. Достали веник. Веник, мое почтение. Благодарю за закрытие. Мне хочется увидеть, чем закончится игра на самом деле. Так. Мы в эфире уже сколько? Ну 2:44, вот еще час 20 я с вами буду. Так. 421 рубль на следующий сбор переносим. Мое почтение. Так, куда контроллер дел? А вот он. Опа! Снова аукцион «Сдохни или заплати», да. Заплати и сдохни. Кстати, я тоже склонен к тому, что этот вариант более точно отражает происходящее на этих стримах. Так. Мне, кстати, интересно. Ну вы-то знаете, что я татарин на половину. Как левая пятка скажет, может спасется, а может нет. А, Веник еще не определился. Он держит всех в этом, в напряжении. Мистерия. О, кто-то хочет поговорить со мной.
Hello, Spectre. I have a business proposition for you.
Короче, такой у меня вопрос. Вот вы-то знаете, что я на половину татарин. Но если бы вы не знали, вы подумали, кто я, откуда я. Ладно, не будем. Спрячем мою страшную прическу. Сейчас я завтра схожу к барберу, в общем, постригусь. Вот вы подумали, кто я, откуда.
How did you know I'm a Spectre?
Word travels. Your name comes up in certain circles. I'm acquainted with a pair of powerful crime bosses. They're hiding on remote worlds, and I have the coordinates. You could do the galaxy a favor.
What kind of defenses would these two have?
I haven't the faintest idea, but they're certain to be armed. Their partnership's soured, and each believes that the other intends to kill him. They will be well prepared.
And what do you get out of this?
We share interests in certain cooperative ventures, but their business practices have forced me to terminate our relationship. Once they are dead, I will manage our organization in a more tasteful manner.
What crimes did these men commit?
They're red sand dealers who make victims of their customers. Those who can no longer pay are sold to Batarians as slaves. They're loathsome, hurting innocent people. They must be ended.
Так, ща. Елена Блейк. Венгер. Угу. Хуй знает. Мужик как мужик. Ты секси. Ты наш славянский секс-шон. Я такой славянский, что прям слов нет. Ты так похож типичного наркобарона мексиканского. Только золотого магнума не хватает. С таким зачесом назад какой-то латинос просто. Окей. Угу. Так. Короче, мы можем согласиться убрать ее с товарища и потом ее еще посадить тоже. Можно ее уломать, кстати, сдаться. Короче, три варианта. Можно ее просто попытаться арестовать, завяжется бой, ты ее убьешь и залутаешь контейнеры. Можно ее уговорить расформировать банду, залутать контейнеры, и, то есть получить за это доп. Опыт, и потом напасть на нее, убить ее и охранников, еще опыт получить. Можно просто принять кредиты ее. Короче, если она жива, Лена Блейк может появиться в Mass Effect 2. Но, в принципе, особо никак не влияет. Окей.
If they're as bad as you say they are, they need to be dealt with.
Excellent.
Лиара, да, встратенькая немножко, да.
When these men are dead, I will wait for you at the third set of coordinates. Goodbye, Commander. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Кажется, ваш неплохой обмен. Но такой я не против, чтобы мои тыщенки пошли. Хорошо, енот. Как скажешь. Я рад, что ты нашел покой в этой ситуации.
I'm already getting readings. This is gonna make a great story. Thank you so much for your help.
But the stealth drive adds a new tactical level to space combat as we know it. Surprise attacks, undetected flanking maneuvers.
I had forgotten the Turian appreciation for tactics.